So I started as our public health nurse, or the public health nurse is what I usually say. And in that role, I did all things public health nursing. I did all of our communicable disease investigations, all of the day-to-day immunization stuff, led case management, our MCH program, our CCHC program, and I worked with our environmentalist closely because she was helping at that time do some of those things. We offer WIC. Basically every program that needed a nurse in it, I was a part of, and I was the nurse, so I did it. And since then, we've been able to add a nurse, so we have Hillary, and then we recently took on an HIV case management contract, so that adds another nurse and a social worker. We're growing and we're working on accreditation and lots of exciting things at the health department. So yeah, so my title changed about a month ago to the director of all of the clinical side of things in emergency preparedness. You know, like I live and breathe what I do, and I love my job, and so it doesn't change for me, and I think that's what helps me, is it's easy, right? Because I don't have to be a different person outside of here, and I think that in local government, that's what we need, right? We need people that are really interested in their community and have a passion for what they do. And I told the girls the other day, like, you know, it's not just a job when you love what you do, because you come to work every day and you get to do these fun things, and you get to do things that make a difference for yourself, or your community, or you know, even your family sometimes. And so
she's leaned us into accreditation for a health department, which is a huge task. I don't think there's any small health departments in Missouri that are accredited. Those big ones are, and it was a huge task for them. But we know that's what we need to do for our community, because we feel that the better we are, if we are accredited, it may open more funding to us in the future.
But the things we're really doing are because we think that there's a vested interest for not only the health department, right? But it's about the people that we're serving. And for us, sometimes it's regionally. Sometimes it's, you know, looking at our neighbors and saying, hey, so they don't have the capacity to do this. Do we have the capacity? No. Can we figure out a way to have the capacity? And if we can find a way, trying it.
You know, side by side with me through that whole process. It was a difficult process. It was difficult seeing her children, you know, call in and saying, Mom, when you coming home? Because she hadn't seen them. And that was 2 years of that, and she stuck it out the whole way through, and just that dedication to our community was, sorry, but it's just part of it. It was impressive to me. And it was something that I learned from her. She kept on saying, you know, what's best for public health? Well, yeah, you're right. If we do this, that's what's best for public health. We want to be the regional implementation team for the push out of COVID-19 vaccine for our whole region. And she said, yes, it's what we need to do. Okay, why do we need to do it for a whole region? She said, that's how we get it for our community.
Our RIT team stuff that most recently happened with COVID, nobody in the region wanted to take that contract. It was our regional implementation for vaccination. And Andrew and I talked a lot about it. We went back and forth. The problem is that if you don't do those things, and if you aren't willing to step up and put yourself out there at some point, then your community suffers from that, or potentially could, right? Because that was a huge contract that, yeah, we served more than our community. We served the entire region, but having the access to that, our fear was, is if somebody in the region doesn't step up, are we going to miss out? How will our community have access? And not that everybody wanted access, right? But at least making sure that those services and those things are available to people.
Public health's never been tasked with, we practice a lot for vaccinations. We've never been tasked with a 15-minute wait after that vaccination. Typically with a flu vaccination, you can do a drive-through event. You give them their vaccination, on they go down the road. It changes everything when each one of those people need 15 minutes of monitoring. That changes everything, and it slows everything down. But she had done her timing, and she knew it was going to work. And I'll never forget when we first met the National Guard on that site. The major looked at her and he said, this is where you want to do this? She goes, yeah. He said, it's not big enough. This won't work. She goes, yes, it will. It will work. And she said, let me show you. And so she showed him, you know, this is where the cars are going to come in off the highway. This is where they're going to get their paperwork. And then they're going to move up into this parking lot. We have this many rows, this many vaccinators, this many monitors, and we can get it done. And it worked. And we still have people when they come in thank us for that main event. You know, they're still amazed by how that happened. It was flawless. I mean, people would get in line, and they were in lines for maybe 20, 25 minutes, and that's with a 15-minute wait after them. And again, it was all of our first responders, our National Guard, all of them that made it work. She did the plan. She set up the plan, and she said, this is how we can do it.
It's the nice thing, right? Like sometimes it is nice to hear the things that you do are making a difference, but do I see myself as a hero? Probably not, right? Like I'm just here doing the things that I can do to make our community better, and to have resources and to make sure that people have access to the things they need access to.
My name's Andrew Hoffman, and Jayne White is my local government hero.